All right, y'all. I ain't got a whole bunch to show y'all. Whoo, child. I've been out here. When I tell you, you try to help people out, child, that will monopolize your whole day sometimes. I know he ain't trying to, but good Lord. Let me say something. If you got boys, I get it that technology is in and all this kind of stuff. Please teach your boys some type of trade. They should know how to do something. They should know how to change a tire. They should know how to change oil. They should know how to do brakes. I'm just saying. Unless they're going to drive a spaceship, which those are kind of expensive right now. Uh, you know, you might want to teach them to do something. And if you don't know how to do it, that might be a good time for you to learn how to do it. Because I'm telling you, these men that's 40 years old that don't know how to do nothing, that I have to train them how to do it. Look, I don't mind helping nobody and teaching them something, but it's getting to the point where it's ridiculous. It's just getting ridiculous. But anyway, that's my rant for today. Oh, and by the way, not just your boys. Teach your girls how to do something too. Because sometimes these boys is manipulative. You know what I'm saying? I did your brakes. What kind of payment I'm going to get if you get where I'm going. And like my mama used to say, you try to pay a bill with your body and see won't you never get through paying. Now, this is what I wanted to show y'all. Y'all remember I had some broccoli back here? Well, that all froze to death. But before that, some kind of animal came back here. I don't know what kind of animal, and it bit like the top of one of my plants off, and that other plant ended up dying as well. Well, I took the top of that plant, like the stem. I took the stem of it, and I just shoved it in the dirt. I didn't even think it was going to take. Y'all, I came back here and checked on this stuff. This stuff back here making broccoli. I didn't even know what kind of plant this was. Come to find out, it's a broccoli plant. And it's just got new leaves and sprouting and new growth and everything. Y'all, don't laugh. I need to get my seeds out of my little eggplant. My peaches are actually looking kind of good. I know sometimes people say, oh, it's wintertime. How can you tell? You see all these? Let me see if I can get it to show. All these buds. And if you touch those buds, they should feel firm. They shouldn't feel mushy. Now be careful. Don't pinch them too hard, because if you go the opposite direction of their growth, you will break them off, because that's actually there's a technique where you can get a tree to grow a certain way by taking off certain buds. And maybe one day I'll talk about that. I've never done it. I've done it on a tree before just to see what would it do, and it did what it was supposed to do. But how can I put it? You know how you read part of the information, but you didn't get all of the information. So you kind of doing one piece of it, and you kind of know why you're doing it, but you don't know fully why you're doing it. So that's why I never showed y'all, because I don't like giving out, halfway information that I'm still learning. Because I feel like that's how misinformation gets started. So I don't like to do that. But a lot of people will do that. They don't care. They'll just spread misinformation just trying to get clicks. Well, that ain't me. You won't ever find me promoting no misinformation, because if you see all the information that be on the internet that's misinformation, if you knew how much of it was misinformation, you would be shocked. But anyway, but like I said, your fruit trees, you should see buds on them by now. And the buds should be nice and firm. I do need to spray these trees. I haven't sprayed them, Lord. I'm gonna spray them before they bud out. But just like on this pear, you see all these little growing tips here. And like I said, when you squeeze them, they should feel firm. They shouldn't feel mushy. That lets you know there's still some life in there. But I don't have a ton to show y'all. By the way, I just wanted to mention, if you have potatoes in the ground, because I did that video showing where I plant those potatoes. I planted those potatoes in the ground. It's probably going on 2 months ago by now. I think I did that in December. I know it was after Christmas, but I think it was before New Year's. And as you can see, they haven't come up. Most plants will come up when they're ready. So don't be alarmed if your stuff don't come up immediately. A lot of time the plants know better than you do. Just because you want it to come up doesn't mean it's time for it to come up. So, the potatoes will come up when they're ready, when they have consistent enough. And yes, potatoes will grow in cool climates, but like I said, they know when they want to come up. So you know what I'm saying, just let them come up. If you planted some potatoes already and you're wondering if they're still alive, you can dig around gently where you planted them to see. And a lot of times you'll see that they're already putting out roots, but they haven't put out shoots yet. So they are doing something, meaning they're getting their root system established. And then when they're ready, they will put out shoots. I thought I saw something growing there, but that's pine. But you know, like I said, see what I'm saying? They ain't ready yet. They ain't ready yet. So, and to be honest, I'm gonna push that down a little further because that's how I had all them green potatoes last time. Ooh, I got the sneeze. And I had just thought about this, and somebody asked me, did I have any kumquat cuttings or whatever? And somebody asked me about this little kumquat seedling that I have not protected. This little kumquat seedling. You know who you are that asked me about this kumquat seedling. If you want it, I will dig it up for you. Matter of fact, I may just go ahead on and dig it up and put it in the greenhouse. And then, I mean, it's going to be a tough little something because it came up in the toughest conditions possible because I have not covered that not once. Yeah, you know, everything's just doing what it do. The elderberry is still over here. It put on some new growth, actually. You can't hardly kill the elderberry. Look at this. Freaking aphids. Let me smash all that. Just smash, smash, smash. I don't even know where y'all came from. And I very rarely see the black aphids on my stuff. Now I gotta wash my hands. I'm probably gonna rinse that plant off too. Look at this. They all down here. All on. I got to be careful. This little growth down here is tender. I don't even know. See, it done got warm again. And these bugs feel comfortable. But see, they don't even have ants on them. So, okay, let me say this. A lot of people be like, oh, the ants carry the aphids up on your plants. I'm not going to go and say that that's just a lie because sometimes they do. But in the middle of the winter when when ants are not out and about, let me show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all something y'all can do in the wintertime if you live in the South and you have as many ant mounds as we do. Y'all see this? Can y'all tell that's an ant mound or was an ant mound? Look here. This is the prettiest, fluffiest dirt. Them ants take that dirt and I mean it is just, now this looks real sandy because it's real dry. But if you take a dead ant mound, some of the best dirt you can get because it's already so, they loosen it up so much. But I showed that to show is, it's cold, y'all. These ants, them for the most part, went in. Those ants did not carry those aphids on there. One aphid got on there, or maybe two. And in case y'all didn't know, aphids are they asexual or are they hermaphrodites? Okay, so they're one or the other. I can't remember if they're asexual or if they're hermaphrodites. Asexual meaning they don't need the opposite sex to recreate. Aphids can pretty much clone themselves. If a female aphid has a male aphid, when they breed, it'll take on the genetics of both. But if the female aphid does not have a male aphid around, I think I'm saying this right, they pretty much just clone themselves and the daughters will be exact clones. It's just like in scientific when they was cloning, it's exact clone to the mother. There's no difference genetically in them. Or they're hermaphrodites and they have both sexual organs, so they still don't need the male. I can't remember which one it is, but either way it goes, that's how they reproduce so fast. That's why when you see one and then you turn around and you see a million, it's because she's sitting there just cloning herself over and over and over again. So, and you will see I was able to smash those with no concerns about ants or anything because there are no ants on that plant. Ants do not always carry aphids onto your plants. Sometimes aphids find your plants. And you can see that elderberry was looking great with the aphids on it. Elderberries, they thrive in neglect, in case y'all didn't know. Like, that's why you find them growing just wild with nobody taking care of them. And they're some of the most beautiful plants you'll see. It's just because they thrive on neglect. You cannot water them. You cannot feed them. You can just do all that and you don't even have to wash my hand off. Wash the aphid guts off. But yeah, you can do all that, and it's not a big deal. So I just wanted to clear up, some misconceptions out here, and give y'all an idea about them ant mounds. So when you see them, because if anybody know, find some Texas ant mounds, them fire ants, some old ones, them suckers be huge. I have seen an ant mound 4 feet across before and 3 feet high. I kid you not. And what them ants was doing, I believe they was staging the apocalypse or something. I don't know. But I wanted to show y'all my turnip. If you think you can't grow turnip and these turnips are not protected, you all remember when I showed you, I think I showed you the turnips before, and I talked about squirrel and the ants. I'm gonna try to see. I don't know if they have abandoned this or not. The ants had turned this into an ant mound. Nope. See, these ants have not abandoned them. Now you want to know why? It's warm in there because of that tire. But I got something for them. I got some diatomaceous earth I'm finna stir down in there, because those are fire ants, and I'm not finna be fooled with that. But let me say this about ants. Ants are not the greatest thing to have in your beds. Ants are one of the worst things that can happen with tire beds. I'm not telling you to not grow in tires, but I do want to be transparent and tell you that there are some issues. They are not perfect. Ants are I don't get ants in all of them though, because out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this is the only one with ants. None of the other ones have ants. I'm not exactly sure what conditions that the ants look for. Like why they're not in this one, which is right next to it, versus that one. I don't know. And I have one ant mound in the front that's chronic for getting ants. I mean, one tire bed it just chronically gets ants from time to time, and I just have to put diatomaceous earth in or whatever. But let me tell you this. Ants are only a hazard really to you working the bed. As far as your roots and things like that, the ants usually won't disturb it. Now the ants will, earthworms don't like to be in an ant mound. If you've ever seen ants get on an earthworm, they pretty much kill it, and I think they eat it. I think that's what they do with it. I don't know if they just kill it or whatever. That's why you don't want ants in your worm bins, because they pretty much kill the worms. But other than that, it's not really a hazard. I don't really fool with them too much. I'm allergic to ants, which is why you don't see me really just dig around in there like crazy. But yeah, so the ants are more of a hazard to you than your plants. If you notice in nature, plants will grow all up through an ant mound and they don't care. So it's not going to hurt your plants, the ants, but it makes it hard for you to garden. So, do with that what you will. Because I think sometimes people is getting rid of bugs thinking that the bugs are automatically killing your stuff. Not really. Because if you look at this jungle over here, this wildness, it'd be all kind of bugs and stuff in there, and nothing bothers this stuff. And some of that stuff, it's some wild blackberries in there too, but I don't fool with them because these wild blackberries, they just don't beat the taste of these other blackberries that they bred to actually taste like something. So I think my tree collars bit the dust. I had one little piece over here that was looking like something, but I'm not worried about it. I'm going to start over with tree collars, period. I'm going to start over, and since they grow so good, just sticking them in the dirt, I'm just going to stab them in the dirt right back here where they're going to go. I'm going to loosen the soil. I'm going to amend it, and I'm just going to stab tree collards in. And no up potting, no none of that. I find that plants do better when you plant them where they're going to go. I'm not saying that you shouldn't start things in starters. Sometimes you have to. And some stuff I'm going to start in starters. Like peppers, I have to. If I don't, it takes so long for peppers to germinate and to grow and to do what they need to do. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But there's some more turnip. You can see that has some decent sized root on it. This one's kind of in the shade a little bit. There's one. I have 2 more turnips over there, and even if there's a turnip, so I have 4 turnips over there. So it's going to be tree collars and turnips, and I think I'm going to do my pineapples are undercover, so if you wonder what's under there, that's my pineapples. Have to cover those, otherwise they'll be dead. And I haven't checked on them. It's been warm the last few days, but I have them covered. Ugh, they don't look so hot. Sometimes the corn is still alive, but they don't look so hot because all the middle of that just came out. We're going to see. Sometimes they'll branch off. I don't know. Me and these pineapples, I might be through with that. because that's like the second or third. Maybe there's only one more place I'm willing to try if I buy some pups from them. And I may try those and maybe they'll grow fast enough to where they'll get big enough and they'll make it. I'm not gonna go in the greenhouse on this video. We have 15 minutes. I went in the greenhouse a few days ago and watered everything with some worm tea. So that's kind of how I've been fertilizing them to make sure that they get some type of nutrition. I have not started my plan of moving those tires. I will take y'all along with me when I do that, because I'm gonna move all that, and Lord, may the ancestors be with me, because I got to get my trees. I want my trees in the ground. But guess what? My dusk to dawn light, the bulb is out. So before I put my trees in the ground, they're gonna have to come change that, because guess what? I pay monthly on that light. I'm gonna need that light to be on. I'm not paying y'all $6 and the bulb is out. When I come out here, I need to see some light shining, because that's what I'm paying for. Anyway, so that's another reason why I hadn't moved that. I would rather that be pretty much everything's dead except for that one plant that I showed y'all earlier, the one broccoli. And that way, whatever they need, bucket truck or whatever, to change that light, because I don't want to hear it when they come back here. These trees, no, this is food. You be careful around my stuff. And the city know me. They seen my front yard. I don't play. They know I don't miss no meals. The way these damn city workers be. Ooh, you be cooking. Will you cook for me? No, sir. I'm not cooking for you. Your mammy can cook for you. But till next time, I'll see you guys later.